Hey everyone, welcome to the McWilliams Family Channel. I am Victoria,
And I'm Rob.
and we the McWilliams. This is our third video now? Well, second recorded video, I guess you want to say. But anyway, today we're gonna have story time, and we're going to tell our story, how we met each other, and how we got married, the whole 9 yards. I guess I'm gonna let him start off.
So, September 2017, my sister invited me out to a revival, which just so happened to be at Victoria's church. The revivalist was my cousin, and I guess even a little bit before that, my sister had noticed Victoria at Walmart, which is where she was working at the time, and noticed, that seemed like an interesting young lady. I guess an interesting lady for her brother, an interesting future sister-in-law, I guess. And so at any rate, she knew the revival was going on at her church, and so she invited me to come up. I was 2 hours from where the church is located, so it was on a Thursday, so I came up, got there late, but got there in time for the word. It's good service, and I noticed that it was a young lady who was filming. I knew the church had a Facebook page, so I saw this young lady filming, which was Victoria in essence. But I didn't know who she was, and I, was checking her out. Saw that, she seemed to be single, wasn't married. Didn't seem like she had any children. That was one of my criteria for my spouse. So very interesting. So at any rate, I usually like to check out people before I approach because I didn't know her, never seen her before. And so, but anyway, I felt like I really wanted to just introduce myself to her after church. And so when church service was over with, I went to look for her, but could not find her. So I went, refreshments was being served. So I went back to see if she was back there. Went outside the church, went around the church, came back inside, never did see her. I was looking for you, right. So I asked another lady who was the young lady that was filming, and that lady happened to be Victoria's sister-in-law.
Thanks, Kendra.
But of course, I didn't know any of that at the time. I asked, well, who was the young lady that was filming or whatnot? Did she film for the church or whatnot? And of course, she gave me her name, Victoria. And of course, I looked her up on Facebook. And of course, me and my sister was checking her out, after church. And of course, she, some people look one way and their Facebook page may be ratchet. And
That's what it always pays to your Facebook match your life. Because if you one way on Facebook, another way on Facebook, like he said, when he seen me, both of my life matched up with my Facebook.
So she seemed like a very Christian lady, which was, something I definitely was looking for, definitely a requirement. And so I ended up messaging her or whatnot, and so I guess I'll let Victoria take it from there.
Okay, he ended up messaging me. Who was it?
That was still September, I believe. Or was that 1st of October?
Somewhere in October. Somewhere up in there. I don't know exactly what date off my head. But yeah, he messaged me. And, he was just, he didn't try to, as people said, hit at you in my inbox. He didn't try to do none of that. He just messaged me, telling me how that he enjoyed my Facebook page, how he enjoyed me lifting up God. And, I was like, okay, this is interesting young dude. But, at the time, I was engaged at the time. And so, therefore, I'm like, okay, I'm engaged. So, that's a nice dude. Be friendly, cordial. And, I told him I thank him and everything. And that was it. We didn't talk for a while. Yeah, we didn't talk for a while. Then, so some things went down. I think it was in December.
Yeah, and before we go to that, I think before I messaged Victoria, I think I realized that she was talking to someone or engaged. And so I was like, well, I'm not going to write her or whatnot. So my sister, special shout out to my sister, and I got to meet, I think, 3 or 4 of your brothers
4 of them.
uh, at the funeral. She had
Well, at
6,
the funeral you met
3 maybe.
2.
Mike
I think it
there.
was 2. It was Rick and Brian.
Oh, I thought Mike
And
was
then
there.
later that day you met Mike and Anthony. Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, the total and that day, first date, the duration of the entire day, I met her 4 or 6 brothers. So, but when I met her mom, I met her brothers, everything was like cool. It wasn't no, I don't know, it didn't have that vibe. We know you hear our baby.
Yes.
You want me to continue? Okay, so while my wife tends to our baby. So it was it was like her mom was real sweet. She was just a sweetheart. Her brothers was real cool, calm, collect. Mind you, a year before, I was engaged as well. And the lady that I was engaged to, it was just bad vibes. Her mom didn't like me. At least after we got engaged. Her brother, pretty practically did everything except for cuss me out. So, after having a bad brother experience prior to, it was kind of a relief to have brothers that was, very accepting, very, it just felt like peace. It was just cool, calm, and collect. So after we left the funeral, our first date was at a Chinese restaurant. Anybody who knows me know I love Chinese food, so that was a good date right there. We was, had good conversation. It was just a good vibe. It wasn't, I've been out on a whole lot of dates, and so I've had those experiences of where you go out to eat, or maybe you meet somebody, you talk on the phone, and everything goes okay, and then you actually meet them. Then it's kind of like, I made a mistake here. This is not gonna work. But everything was good. It was a great vibe. Of course, at that point, I took her home because at that point she was staying with her mom. Some of her brothers stayed in the same neighborhood as her mom, so I got to see the other 2 brothers that I didn't see at the funeral. So very good vibe. We had conversation. We talked about different things, different interests or whatnot. It's a very good vibe. I didn't even want to leave that night. And funny thing, because Victoria's family stayed so far out. I wanted to be macho. I think Victoria offered to help me get out.
I know how the woods are.
I'm thinking, well, hey, I got my job phone, I got my phone, I got a GPS. It was so rural. Neither of the 3 would work. So it took me a long time before I finally found myself on the main road to get back home. But nevertheless, it was a very, very good vibe. It was just, I knew this was something special because it started off so wonderful.
Yeah, it was a great vibe, and some of y'all may not know, some of y'all do know. I got 6 brothers, so therefore, for 4 of my brothers to fall in love with him the first time they met him, that was a blessing. Because my brothers, they not easy going, so they gonna give you a hard time. But they fell in love when they loved him. They love his upbringing. They loved it, and his upbringing was close to our upbringing, how mom brought us up, and holiness, and then so it was the same. It was a connection. It was connected in a lot of areas. We had a lot of common ground, so to say. So the first visit went well, real well, and after that he started coming up every weekend.
So 2 out. Well, yeah, from Robertsdale to Sweetwater, 2.5 hours.
Every weekend he was up, so he got familiar with the family. I got familiar with his family. went to church, got familiar with the church. My pastor loved them.
An interesting side note, my parents, well, which is my pastor, well, now our pastor, my parents pastor the church, and so her church pastors, we fellowship. It's been many, many years. Matter of fact, it was, my mother said 16, but I don't think it was quite that many. But it was many years since we've last fellowship, just for nothing bad, but for whatever reason, maybe the distance or whatnot, we just haven't fellowship recently. So her pastor and my pastors, they knew each other, so it was a good vibe, very, very good connection or whatnot. So in essence allowed them to rekindle the fellowship that we've had with True Life and New Life. So
Yes, it was real good. And then it went from.
So every weekend from January, from that day, we saw each other every weekend. And of course we was FaceTiming and of course talking and chatting like any other couple would normally do every morning, noon, and night. So March the 7th, 2018, I took off of work. Victoria didn't know because she thought I went to work. I talked to her that morning like I always do. Hey, I'm on my way. Of course, she thought I was on my way to work, and I came to her home and surprised her, to take her out. And before I took you out, I ended up and I had talked to her mom. Her dad is deceased, but I talked to her mom about I was interested in marrying her, and her mom was all into it. My parents was all into it. So anyway, I came to their home, proposed to Victoria in her home, nothing fancy.
It made me cry. I'm already with a bucket of tears anyway.
So she wasn't expecting any of it. So and then we went out to eat or whatnot. Went to Meridian actually. So then started the official wedding thing. Now, I guess one thing I need to say is because Victoria and I, we believe that you don't date. The purpose of dating is to see if this is somebody you want to marry. And furthermore, being saved, sanctified, Holy Ghost filled believers, we believe that the Spirit of God will reveal whether somebody's for you or not for you. And it's not going to take long for God to do such. So, of course, our parents was praying. Of course, our pastors was praying. And, of course, we was praying. And so, of course, Victoria said yes. And, from day one, we was talking about marriage. Like, what are you looking for? What do you see yourself? What kind of lady? And she asked me, did I see myself marrying, and vice versa for her. So we was talking marriage the whole time. Just to see, was this what we're gonna be compatible? So anyway, God moved so fast. Maybe I'll let you just kind of talk about that.
He did. He moved
from March 7th while I take care of my baby.
March the 7th. That's when he official asked me to marry him, and so we was got engaged or whatever. And from March the 7th to April the 7th, which is a month, we had to plan a wedding. And so. The marvelous thing about it is, anybody that done planned a wedding before knows most of the time to plan a nice, successful, beautiful wedding, it probably take a year, pretty much, to plan the way you want to plan, to get the caterers, the photographer, your dress, the whole thing. But it just took a month. I mean, we had caterers, we had photographer, and God really blessed us, and everything was falling in place to where we didn't really have to pay for much, or we really didn't have to look for much. Everything is right at our fingertips. Everything from the catering to the photography to my dress to the men's tuxedos, everything fell in place. Everything was was beautiful. April 7th, which was our wedding day, everything fell in, excuse me, everything fell in place. Over 300 some people attended the wedding. We had, what else, babe? I can't remember.
We had a limousine
It's so much.
ride.
Oh yeah, limousine.
We didn't know that.
We didn't know that.
Our parents surprised us with that. Even from like her sister-in-law, the one that gave me her name, she's a professional cake cooker.
Shout out to Miss Kendra Jones. If anybody need a cake done, holler at me. I can tell my sister-in-law, Kendra Jones.
So she did our bridal cake. I committed to buying a groom's cake, and I was quoted one price, but when I went there, they only charged me like $20, which was,
for the cake, it was big cake. So
Right.
like $20, that's a blessing.
it was a blessing, right? And I didn't know them. They just, hey, we just charged you this much. So praise God to that. Again, we were only working with a month from engagement to wedding day. So, planning the honeymoon, we end up going on a cruise to the Bahamas.
Love it. I need to go.
Neither of us have cruised before. And so I ended up buying the tickets probably like a week and a half before the wedding. And turned out I bought 2 tickets. Noticed a buy one, get one special on the website. After I bought a ticket, I asked them about it. They said they couldn't do anything, but I ended up getting 2 days later, I got an email from the cruise line, and they, in essence, refunded me the money and upgraded our room. So I ended up only paying one. I did get the buy one, get one deal. So it was like everything was just falling together. So we didn't spend really any money for the wedding. And if you
Pretty
see
much.
pictures of the wedding, honestly, even with the honeymoon, which we did buy, but we received so much money and gifts or whatnot that basically our honeymoon was paid for. So it just came together so fast, so quickly. Like, I mean, the stuff I see, and I'm not bashing on anybody who takes more time to plan a wedding. It does take a lot. I mean, there was some hiccups and whatnot, and that's just part of planning a wedding. But to look at how everything came together in a month's time, from engagement March the 7th, 2018, to wedding April the 7th, 2018. I mean, God just really did it. And I mean, even when we look back at it, God just brought things together. Even Victoria's job, she transferred to where I was living at. All of that opened up just fast. I mean, the transfer came, the photographer, as she said, the catering, which was basically sponsored by my mother and my sister and the New Life Holiness Apostolic Church. I mean, all of it just came together. God just really worked it for us or whatnot. So that's what happens when you wait on God. God will make it worth your wait. You might feel like I'm tired of waiting. I'm tired of holding out, keeping myself, staying chase. I can go out there and get a date or get a man, get a woman. But when you wait on God, God will bring everything together beyond your wildest imagination.
Yes, that's our baby crying. I'm gonna wrap it on up because it's probably longer than I really wanted anyway. But like I said, just to wrap everything up, how God, if you wait on God, God can bless you with bless you with your heart's desire. Within a whole year, we got married, had a child, closed on our first home, and went, I don't know, over 11 different states. Within a year or so being married. All this happened within a year. So just how, if you tend to the things of the kingdom and delight yourself in God, He'll give you the desires of your heart. But just wait on God. God has someone for everyone. So I'm gonna close this story time out. More videos are to come. So just like this video. Yes, just like this video, comment, subscribe, tell a friend about us. Tell them to check out our channel. We're gonna have a lot of stuff coming at you guys this year. So like I said, comment, like, subscribe. We love you. God loves you best.